Barak, Yahweh, Alam, Shalom, planet Earth. Welcome back to True Talk. Today, first of all, I hope y'all been having a good day or is having a good day. As the day wind down, uh, and I just ponder over some thoughts. I just thought that I'd come and I'd share uh, a story with y'all. And we call it war stories. But nevertheless, I was thinking about David and Goliath. You know, how David defeated the giants. And spiritually, that can represent us fighting things that seems to be too big for us or seem like this thing is too much. You know, these people that I'm up against have too much power. They have too much pull. They got too much money. They know a lot of famous people. They know a lot of wealthy people. So, you know, how can I go up against this person, or how can I say something on my job when everybody against me? You know, I can't go up against this corporation, or, you know, different situations in our life where it seems like it's a giant. They too big, they too fast, they too strong. And that, you know, we'll be silly to go up against them. And sometimes even like the giant, they'll let us know that you too small to box with me. You know, you ain't got no money. You know, you, you don't know the people I know. You know, you better pipe down, you know, before you get yourself hurt, or whatever the case may be. You know, you're dealing with too much. And they'll try to threaten you and bring fear upon you to make you bow down or not fight for what's right or what's true. So that's what I love about David and Goliath, because it shows you that when you got the Most High on your side, no matter how big the situation look, no matter how much the enemy threaten you, because Goliath was talking his talk too. He was like, "Come here, you little dog. You know, I'm gonna feed you to the birds." But they was like, "Nah, I'm gonna feed you to the birds." You know what I'm saying? And uh, they was walking right back. But you know, when it come to action, they was like, you know, we had the Most High. And when you got the Most High on your side, you can defeat anything that seems impossible or just out of your league, out of your power. Because as it's written, it's not by our might, nor our strength, nor by our power, nor by our wisdom, nor by our intelligence or understanding. It's by His. You know, He give us the wisdom, the intelligence, the strength, the ability to overcome. And we are more than overcomers. So we don't just win, you know, that old DJ Khaled song. All I do is win, 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 no matter what. Now, when we in the Most High, we don't just win. We more than win. It says we more than overcome. So just think about somebody overconquering, and you say, yeah, but we do more than that. We don't just win. We don't just overconquer. We don't just win. We don't just conquer. We are more than overcomers. We are more than winners. We are more than victorious. You know, and that's just something that, you know, how do you get your hand around? Because in this world, winning and overcoming, that's it. That's the highest you can go. You can only win so much. You can only overcome so much. But most I said, nah, we win in some. We overcome in some. So that's what we can rejoice and be happy about. But yeah, that's why I love the story of David and Goliath, because that's how it speaks to me. That no matter what situation you go to, no matter how big it seems, no matter how many people doubt you, because People was doubting David. It was like, come on. The king was like, David, you just a youth, and he been fighting since a boy. You know, you out of your league, David. And David was still had the confidence, put me in, coach. Let me play. Let me show you, this Philistine ain't about to disrespect my Elohim. And that's how we gotta be. We gotta be like, I don't care who you is. You're not about to disrespect my Heavenly Father. Think about it. Like it's like your mama, when we back in the days, nobody couldn't talk about your mama. You used to joke with your homeboys about little mama jokes, but other people, they couldn't crack a joke about your mama. That was fighting words. They say something about your mama and people be like, ooh, to boost it on, you end up hitting somebody in the mouth and getting in a fight. So just imagine somebody talking about your Heavenly Father, the creator of all. Now, we don't have to physically fight for him. Most High, he fight his own battles, but we just got to stand up for what we believe in. But nevertheless, just want to tell a story that probably would entertain y'all. It was funny. When I look back, it's funny to me, but it's kind of my own little David and Goliath moment. But I had to fight this big man, and I was just a boy at the time. But this how the story went. I just turned, I just turned 17. I don't even think I turned 17. I think I turned 17 in the county. I think I was 16. Yeah, I was 16. And I got locked up, and instead of taking me to the juvenile, because usually when I get locked up, they take me to the juvenile. But they didn't take me to juvenile this time. They took me to the big boy county. I can't even remember what I was locked up for. It was some type of charges. I can't remember the charges. I know what I did, but I can't remember the charges. We're not about to get into that. But they had took me to the county. And while I was in the county, and they took me to the county because they knew that I was 16, but they knew that I was turning 17. So they went ahead and took me to the county and charged me as an adult instead of a juvenile. And I think like I was in the county like a week, and I may have my birthday, 17 in the county. But I was young. I just turned 17, and I looked probably about 15. Had no hair on my face. I was skinny, you know, just a little young cat, a little young lion. As the old folks say, I still had milk around my mouth. Still didn't know nothing, just bright eye. Uh, just a little troublemaker. Still was being influenced. Still was being a follower. Didn't know back then, but that's what I was. I was following everybody else and uh, really being a crash dummy. But nevertheless, I felt like I stayed to myself. It wasn't like I hang around with, different people. And, I never been faking, try to prove myself to people. I hang around different people. It's just that, when you look back, you realize certain things that you didn't realize by yourself. And even though I stayed to myself and, the people that I ran with, I kind of grew up with, but nevertheless, as we all felt like we had something to prove and we had to prove ourselves. Uh, nevertheless, I got locked up, and I was locked up in no mama, no friends, nobody. I'm around grown men now, big grown men. And, there's people, I think I had like 6 months, but there was people that was going up the road to prison to do 15 and 10 years. And I'm in there with them, you know what I'm saying? And people that had drug charges and murder charges. And this is the environment that I'm around. At the age 17, locked up. And I never was the one that talked a lot or try to be hard or make myself hard or try to get cool with certain people because I seen that, they had emotions or whatever. Like that wasn't me. I stayed to myself and, you know, real net recognize real. We connect it. Then, we became cool, But, I wasn't a nut rider, as we say. Nevertheless, excuse me, I remember playing cards. And the dude I was playing cards with he was about in his late 30s or early 40s. He was a big dude, man. He had to be not exaggerating. Every big 6'5", 6'6", big, dark skinned man. Had to weigh at least about 280, 300 pounds. And he was tall and heavy set, but he wasn't a muscle, like he was kind of fat with it. Like he had a big belly, but he was big. And he had a missing teeth. I never forget, he had a missing teeth in front of his mouth. And all he do is just talk trash. He was just, how somebody be the loudest and always just cussing and just talking trash and make like he'll do this and he this way and what he'll do to people. And, I don't know if he just was trying to scare people off or that's how he really was. But, I'm always was at the mindset, as long as you don't try me the wrong way, put your hands on me. I ain't really worried about what you're talking about. You ain't gonna put fear in me like that. So I shouldn't even been around the dude because I seen how he was acting. And this is a lesson that I had to learn that certain dudes act a certain way, it's best not even deal with them. But I was young and I was still learning. And we was in this open dorm, and it was kind of late at night. Everybody was asleep. And I and another dude that was up, he was probably just a year older than me. He was 18. And me and him kind of clicking, became cool. So we was up and we was playing cards and nobody was up except me, my little homeboy that was 18, that was a year older than me, and this big grown man that was 40 something that always taught jump. And we playing cards. And, that's how it always start. I done seen so many fights start in the county over a card game. But nevertheless, we playing cards. And I think because we young and, and he's who he is, we, we ain't got that much time. We young, and from my understanding, he going up the road to do some time. And, like I said, he in his late 30s or probably early 40s. And, and I guess he just thought it was sweet. He thought we was, at least he thought I was sweet. So he just started cheating. And I mean, not cheating like I'm gonna keep it on the slide. He just openly was just cheating and laughing about it in front of our faces. And I didn't get it but we wasn't playing for nothing, like we wasn't playing for no money or, sometimes they'll play for food or something, but since we wasn't playing for nothing, I wasn't tripping. I was like, okay, dude, just cheating, but the game wasn't fun because he was just like doing crazy things and just boldly taking cars and changing the cars around and laughing. And I said to him, I was like, you know, what did I say to him? And I don't even think it was all that bad. I just said to him, I wouldn't be laughing if I was you. I said something like, how is cheating funny? I said something like that, like, I wouldn't be laughing at you, how cheating is funny. I'm like, you cheating, how is this? Because he's cheating and he's laughing and he's having the time of his life. And I'm like, you really laughing about cheating? You having fun that you're cheating? I'm like, how can you be happy and having fun about cheating? I wouldn't be laughing if I were you. There's nothing fun about cheating. So he didn't like what I said. And he made it known. He was like, don't worry about it, little nigga, while I'm laughing. That's what's wrong with y'all little niggas. You always open your mouth saying stuff. You ain't got no business. And he just snapped on me. He was just talking. And I wasn't saying nothing back. I wasn't, popping back with him. I just was quiet and I had a card and I was shoving the cards because I was getting ready to deal. And he was just going off like, y'all little niggas need to learn how to shut up and mind your own business. He was just saying stuff like that. But what really got me, he was like, because I've been hurt one of y'all little young niggas around here. And that got my attention. And I raised up my head, I said, hurt who? And he was like, you? I'm like, you ain't gonna do nothing to me, partner. He was like, oh, you don't know what I'm gonna do to you. I like, okay, bet. I might not know what you're gonna do to me, but trust, you ain't just gonna put your hands on me. You ain't gonna hurt me. And he was like, yeah. He said, and I won't just hurt you. I end up killing one of y'all little niggas. And when he said that, my temper got the best of me. They had this little game what we call 52 pickup. And it was a real stupid game where if you didn't know it, they'll say, hey, want to play 52 pickups? And you'll say, yeah. And they'll put a card on the table and say, pick it up. And you'll pick it up and they'll hit you with the whole deck of cards. There's 52 without I think without the jokers, there are 52 cards. And they'll say, well, 52 cards, pick them up. And you'll be like, what? So I decked them. I 52 decked them with all 54 or 52 cards, however many cards I had in my hand. I decked. As soon as he said I killed one of y'all little niggas, I stood up and I bow, hit him in the face with the cards. The cards went everywhere. As soon as I hit him in the face with the cards, he jumped up and he grabbed. And I remember I'm just a little dude. I'm skinny. At this time, I don't know. I'm probably like 5'5", maybe 110 pounds, a little dude. And he grabbed me and he rushed me and he jacked me up on the wall with his hands. With his hands was around my neck and his nails was in my neck. And I had to be like 2 foot off the ground. Now I ain't gonna say 2 foot. I'm gonna say maybe like 2 inches, 3 or 4 inches off the ground. But I was lifted up off the ground. and he was choking me on the wall. And my little homeboy, the little 18-year-old dude, he was scared. He was like, he didn't know what to do. He was just watching. Like I said, we was in this open dome, and really, everybody was kind of like in their bunk when we had the lights off, and everybody was like lax and was asleep or whatever. I think it was like 2 something in the morning. So the emotions, the sound and everything woke everybody up. So everybody woke up and they seen this dude jacking me up on the wall and choking me. And they, and they went and breaking it up like, hey, get off this dude. Excuse me. So as soon as they pull him off of me, I'm ready to fight. I'm like, they got him off of it, and I'm like, you know, I take my shirt off, and you know, everybody up, and they be like, whoa, whoa, hey, hey, what's going on? And they standing between us, and we all grown men, we locked up. So even though we grown men, we locked up, we still got morals and principles. Like we not just heartless people. You know what I'm saying? So some of the dudes were like, nah, you break them up, you're not gonna let y'all fight. You too big to fight that young man. That's what they saying. They say, man, homeboy too big to fight that little boy. And I'm the little boy they talking about. They're like, man, homeboy too big to fight that little boy, Nah, don't let him fight, break it up though, you know. But the other half of the jail was like, man, we locked up. You know what I'm saying? We all grown for us, even though homeboy little. If he want to fight, let him fight. You know what I'm saying? So they would just kind of shove their stuff, and they was like, all right, hey, you know, we all grown here, the guards, they really ain't looking or paying attention or nowhere to be around. So they're like, forget it, let them fight, even though homeboy, even though we think, homeboy is too little and he about to get beat down real bad and the other dude is a giant. Hey, we all grown folks here. We locked up. This is the nature of the beast. So if little dude want to fight him, let him fight. So they stepped out from between us, and they was like, hey, y'all go ahead. So we square up, and he had this little grin on his face. And I ain't gonna lie, I was a little scared now. Yeah, but I ain't know what to do. Like, should I make the first move or swing? And homeboy swung and hit me. And I ain't gonna tell you no lie. He didn't hit me in my mouth, my nose, my jaw. He hit me right in the center of my forehead. And for y'all that been locked up and y'all know about the Bob Marley's shower shoes, that's what we all had on, them shower shoes. I tell you no lie, when he hit me in the top of my forehead, I slid back. Like, he hit me so hard and my whole body just slid in those slippers about 3 inches back. But that's all it took for me to get right. When he hit me and I slid back, something clicked. And I just came at him. I kind of, you know, got in go mode, fighting mode then. He hit me. I ain't gonna lie. When he hit me, I slid back. But after he hit me in my forehead and I slid back a couple of inches, I came back with some haymakers. And I was real fast. Like I'm still fast, but back then I was super fast. Like with my hands, I was super fast. Like you couldn't even see my punches. And like I didn't have power enough to knock him out because I wasn't that big and strong. But I had power enough where he was gonna feel it. And even though he was big, he was slow. So that's where I got him at, was the advantage that I was real fast. And I came back with them haymakers, boy, and it took him off surprise. And I tagged him a couple times. And it was so fast and quick that he couldn't do nothing but grab me. You know what I'm saying? And when he grabbed me, he put me in the headlock. And I think I scared him because once he got me in the headlock, I'm punching him in the belly, I'm about to wear myself out, but he wouldn't let me go. And I was like, man, let me go. He was like, no, I ain't gonna let you go. Chill out, little nigga. I ain't gonna let you go. So he got me in the headlock. I can't go nowhere. I done punched him in the belly a couple times. That's not phasing him. So, I'm not about to wear myself out, punch him in the belly. So I'm just sitting there. He got me in the headlock. He like, you gonna chill out? And everybody like, all right, let him go, let him go, let him go. So by this time, I done cooled down. I'm like, man, let me go, man. So he let me go and he back up. Like, he's ready to take some more haymakers I'm about to swing at him. But when he let me go, instead of swinging at him, I don't even know what came over me. I just reach out my hand to give him a handshake. And he shook my hand and I walked away. And I walked to the bathroom because when he jacked me up on the wall, his nails uh, scratched my neck. So I had scratches on my neck. So I went in the bathroom and wet some paper towels and put it on my neck. And while I was in the bathroom and putting that on my neck and walking back to my bunk, I'm hearing everybody say, now that's what's up. That's how it's supposed to be. You know what I'm saying? After you fight, you know what I'm saying? Shake hands, that's how we used to do it in the old days. That's how it was in the old days, putting all that killing and holding grudges, that's what's up, win, lose, or draw. After you done, you shake hands, that's how being a man about it, that's what it's supposed to be like, that's what everybody was saying, kind of like, that's what's up, they fought and then they shook hands after, it was cool, but I wasn't paying attention. I went to my bunk and everybody else went to their bunk, the action calmed down. My little homeboy, he came and checked on me. He was like, you all right? I'm like, yeah, I'm all right. And a couple of other dudes came over there like, you all right? And I'm like, yeah, I'm all right. And it was like, you got heart. Now I give it to you. You got heart. And I was like, it ain't, it ain't about me having heart, Homeboy, everybody be talking to me all type of ways. To think I ain't gonna do nothing about you ain't gonna just threaten me and say you gonna hurt me. And, think I'm just gonna, take it or whatever. But I was like, cool, man. So, things died down. I think it was about 45 minutes or an hour later. And I hear a big dude that I just got in a fight with, you know. Like I said, he always was loud and talking junk. So I hear him over there being loud because when he talk, it's echoing through the whole building. So I hear him over there like, yeah, you know, see how the young nigga shook my hand afterwards. I earned my respect for these little niggas because I ain't gonna play with these little niggas. Yeah, so basically he's acting like, that he done checked me, that he made me shake it, that, he made me shake his hands, just how he making it out like, yeah, I done, basically chastise this little nigga, and I got in my feelings. I got mad all over again. And the little bunk, like I said, he was a big dude and he was sitting on his bunk and uh, two other dudes were sitting, with him who he was talking to. And I got up and I walked straight over there into his bunk, right over there where he was sitting at. And I said, what up? You want to go for round two? And when he looked at me, I seen the fear in his eyes. Like he didn't expect for me to do that. And only thing he did was like, nah, nah, he was saying nah and shaking his head. And I was like, why you talking shit, bro? I like, we done fought, we ain't lose or draw, it's over with. And I wasn't yelling. I was like, now if you want to go for round two, we can go for round two. If you want to keep talking about it. I said, but we done fought, it's over with it. I don't want to hear it back. I don't want to hear about it no more. If I hear you talking about it again, then we gonna have to fight again. And he just looked at me with his mouth open, shocked, and he was like, nah, it ain't like that. And I was like, well, then shut up. Or we going for round two. And I walked off, went back to my bunk, and everybody, heard it, heard what I told them. So I came back to my bunk, sit down. I didn't hear no more out of them. Everybody on the slide was like, boy, you gangster, man. You ain't got no fear, little dude. You know, we respect you for that. But nevertheless, what that taught me was, what that confirmed in me was, no matter how big somebody is, how much somebody talk and act like they the big bad wolf in the bunk, and no matter how much they look like they the big bad wolf, as the old saying, every man can bleed, and uh, you always can get your butt whooped. And see, what my mama taught me, she wasn't big on, I know some people told their children, you better not lose. If you fight, you better not lose. My mama said that a couple of times, but really, my mama told me this, what she told me. She said, I don't care if you lose. You ain't gonna win every fight. You can't beat everybody. She said, just stand up for yourself. If I hear about somebody picking at you and bullying you and you don't do nothing about it, I'm gonna whoop your butt. If I hear somebody was picking at you, bullying you, and you stood up for yourself and you got beat up, I'm not gonna be mad at you because at least you stood up for yourself. And she said, even if that person beat you up, still don't let that person disrespect you. Be ready to take another butt whooping if they still gonna disrespect you, because it's about standing up for yourself and having a backbone. And that always stuck to me. And that's one of the things that I live by. That you know, I'm not afraid to take a butt whooping. I might can't beat you, but we damn so gonna fight if you disrespect me. Even if I know you're gonna beat me, at least I'm gonna give you the run for your money. And after you beat me down, if you still disrespect me, you're gonna have to beat me down again. But that was just my little, I guess you can say, David and Goliath moment where I was real young in the county and had to fight this big old older dude, and uh, he didn't beat me up. Like I said, he put me in a headlock because he couldn't do nothing with me. But after he let me go, I shook his hand. Then he was talking junk, and I told him straight up, "Hey, if you want to go for round two," and he didn't want no parts of it. He didn't want to go for round two. He didn't thought I was gonna come off like that. And that's how we have to be. We have to be bold, family. The Most High did not give us the spirit of fear. We have to be bold like that with every situation, but with wisdom. One of the prayers I like to pray, I like to ask the Father, let me be bold, but with love and kindness and humility, being led by the Spirit. But let me be truthful. But when I tell the truth, let me tell the truth with mercy and kindness. But let me be bold and manly. But let me be sincere and considerate. Let me have that perfect balance. But we gotta have courage. And if the Most High for us, who can be against us? I always ask the Most High, don't let me be foolish. Don't let me just, how you say, just live records and do records things, because that's not what it's about. It's about being cautious and careful and cautious and having wisdom, but also having courage and being bold. In every situation, we got to be bold. And it's true. A lot of people will only do to you what you allow them. Why some people are disrespecting you and talking to you all types of ways, it's because you hadn't addressed them. You hadn't shot that boundary. And you ain't gotta, you know, every day get on them or try to be a certain way to convince them to respect you or like you. All you gotta do is just set boundaries. Let them know, hey, you can't talk to me like that. Please don't talk to me like that. Now, I'm not with that. I know sometimes we fear, and that's what was one of my problems, and still an issue with mine. Is a lot of times I don't want to address issue because I know how petty people are. Like, I'm willing to be a man and have a peaceful dialogue and talk about the issue and say, look, we got to change this. I know you feel this way. We got, and really come to a conclusion. But I know people are petty. People ain't man enough to handle that. People, they'll lose their temper, go off and start arguing with you and trying to say, oh, you tried me, you test me and all that. And it's like, bro, I'm trying to talk to you like a man. And as we seen, we know Negroes are emotional. They can't control their own emotion. And I'll be like, man, I don't want to have to get into it with this dude. I want to tell this dude, chill out with this, but I know how people are. I'm probably gonna end up have to fight this dude because he ain't gonna know how to take it the right way. And sometimes that keeps me from saying certain things that I need to say. And that can be wisdom, that can be discernment, because some things is best left alone because you know how somebody gonna react. But sometimes that's not the case. A lot of times the Most High let me know, well, it done got to a point where it'd be so unbearable that I had to say something. And when I said it, I thought the person was gonna respond this or that way, but they didn't. And usually it was because of how I responded. I knew how to take control of the situation. And that's one thing, you can't let the situation get out of control. You gotta take control of the situation. Proverbs give us wisdom, tell us how to deal with confrontation. It says a soft answer uh, you know, will calm things down. You know what I'm saying? Like, if somebody start yelling and cussing at you and you start yelling and cussing back, that ain't gonna do nothing but heat things up. But if somebody start yelling and cussing and you answer them with a soft answer, that's gonna bring the situation down. So we got life and death in the power of our tongue, and we can control the environment and the outcome We just gotta know how to communicate. Even when people get out of pocket and they get heated and start talking, we gotta keep our composure and say, look, this is what I'm saying. I ain't trying to fight or I ain't trying to get into it with you. I'm trying to set this boundary. I'm trying to make you understand A, B, and C. And for the most part, most people, they might not like it, but they'll respect it. The more I live, the more I experience certain things. Yeah, when you address certain issues and you set boundaries, people may not like you the same, but they'll respect you more. And then the Most High, if you right, he'll do everything else. He'll cool the heads of your enemy. The same people that didn't like you because you quote unquote checked them, so they got an issue with you. You just keep loving them, keep treating them how you want to be treated. And after a while, they're gonna say, you know what? Some of the same dudes that I had to check and they didn't like me. After 2 or 3 months, they were like, you know what? You a stand-up dude. You know, I was mad at you at first, but the way that you handled that, you showed me how to be a man. You showed me how I should handle a situation. You showed me how it should be. I respect you for that. So man, yeah, if you do what's right, they nobody can never accuse you of anything wrong unless they lying. But yes, family, hope you enjoyed that story. Hope it was inspiring. Uh, no matter what you face, what you go through, have courage. Win, lose, or draw. Stand on the Most High, stand on righteousness, and know all things happen for a reason. And there's a lesson in everything, and that you never know why you go through things. It may be to inspire somebody else. But yeah, there's certain things in your life that you got to set boundaries. You can't, the scripture says, suffer not your neighbor, suffer not your neighbor to sin. Or in the law, it says, how it says that, bear not the sins of your neighbor. Like, there was a situation where, I'm at the women's that work around me, they always gospel. And it was vexing my spirit. And I kept my peace for a long time, but I just had to come out and say it. And I said it with respect, and I prayed to the Father before I said it, and I knew they wasn't gonna like me. And I said, after this, they probably gonna talk about me and not like me. But I had to let it be said. And I said, if they gonna be mad, let them be mad at the truth, at the scriptures. So I took them to the scriptures. I said, you know what talebearing is? They was all looking like talebearing. No, what's talebearing? And I took them to the scriptures where it says, thou should not be a talebearer. And I looked up the definition, and it was gospel and bad mouth. And I said, this is what y'all do all day, every day when y'all around me. And I said, look, I can't tell y'all what to do. And y'all got the right to talk about anything y'all want. I said, that vexed me. I said, when y'all do that around me, I said, it irritates me because I said, y'all know me. Y'all don't never hear me talking about anybody. And I said, that's a good thing because y'all know I'm not going to talk about y'all behind y'all back because I don't talk about nobody behind their back to y'all. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, but, that's not godly. We got to stop gossiping. I said, y'all got to find something else to talk about because, it's a sin. And, and they was like, oh, nah, we ain't going to talk about you or, we just be talking. We ain't mean to, make you upset. We know you a God-fearing man and all that. I like, nah, it's cool. I just, how to let y'all know because, I don't like gospel. You know, I'm pretty sure they talked about me and they told other people. So even other people, sometimes they'll say, oh, I know I can't, you know, when they saying something about somebody around me, they'll say, oh, okay, I know you don't like gospel. I can't say that. And I'd be like, nah, y'all cool, but nevertheless, I was glad I said that because my hands are clean. They can talk about me, they can be mad with me. And like I said, I know they went around and talked about me a little bit because everybody else, when they came to me, when they started, to say something about somebody, they'll look at me and be like, oh no, we can't talk around him. He don't like to hear people gospel. But I was glad they said that. And it's a good look. And those same people, they respect me more because they know I'm not going to gospel and talk about them. But yeah, just have courage. Most I didn't give us the spirit of fear. There's a right way to do everything, but do everything with wisdom and discernment. The next time, Shalom.